Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to Geek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Buckus.
Big Buckus. Walter Payton, you know, he's the man. Find Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown Bears. Let's go. Who is this?
Georgia.
Nice throw, Jay Field. Think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something? I'm not talking about get on the field, you know. It's picked off. Picked off an end zone by Kyler Gordon. Let's go. Put some respect on Kyler Gordon's name. And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Let's freaking go, Chicago Bears fans. Breaking news out of Chicago. The Chicago Bears and all-pro cornerback Jaylen Johnson have agreed to a 4-year, $76 million deal, keeping him in Chicago for years to come. They also added the deal makes Jaylen Johnson one of the highest paid corners in the National Football League. This is according to Jordan Schultz. Obviously, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport all retweeted this tweet. It is official. Jaylen Johnson, Ryan Poles, and the Chicago Bears have extended Jaylen Johnson. And this is huge, Bears fans. This is absolutely huge news. Breaking news in the NFL. This was the right call for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. The franchise tag would have cost us $19.8 million just for 1 year. The $76 million over the next 4 years would be $19 million, right? So the franchise tag would have been a little bit more expensive, right, for 1 year, but we get him for $19 million a year, and it makes him one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the National Football League. Let's go ahead and go into the chat, and I want to hear a massive bear down because we get one of our building blocks locked up for the next 4 years. He deserves every bit of money coming his way. Jaylen Johnson has been a stud for the Chicago Bears ever since he's entered the National Football League. Obviously, he had a breakout year for the Chicago Bears defense last season. And everyone knew that this is a move that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears absolutely needed to get done. Once again, if you are new to the channel, this is Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Make sure you hit the like button for this live stream. Make sure you also follow me on every single social media platform. And also hit the subscribe button as well. This is a growing Bears channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Well, I'm looking into it right now. Obviously, the news just broke. I'm trying to look into the guarantees of it. But right now, it's a 4-year, $76 million deal, which is $19 million per year. I'm not sure what the guarantees are quite yet, but this obviously reported. It's all over. It's confirmed. We did extend Jaylen Johnson. I am really, really, really happy. Really, really happy for Jaylen Johnson. This is a well-deserved contract. Last year was a breakout year for Jaylen Johnson. It's well-deserved. They said the highest paid corners, this is from Adam Schefter, the highest paid cornerbacks in the National Football League on per year basis. Jair Alexander is $21 million. Denzel Ward is $20.1 million. Jalen Ramsey is $20 million. And then Jaylen Johnson is fourth with $19 million per year. So, and obviously, L'Jarius Sneed's also going to be on deck, probably making him one also the NFL highest paid corners. How do you guys feel about this deal? Do you guys agree that Jaylen Johnson should have been one of the highest paid corners in the National Football League? And kudos to Ryan Poles, because for the longest time, I really thought that Jaylen Johnson wanted to reset the cornerback market, right? I thought he wanted more than Jair Alexander, right? But it's amazing to me that Ryan Poles was able to get him down to $19 million. Once again, if he played on the franchise tag, I believe, would have cost $19.8 million for 1 year. Ryan Poles was able to negotiate a deal where he's making $19 million per year. So kudos to Ryan Poles for getting this done. Obviously, this was everything to Ryan Poles. I know that they had a deal in place. Obviously, they set the franchise tag on Jaylen Johnson to make sure he didn't go anywhere and just make sure they had a little bit more time to get a deal done. And a couple of days later, they get a deal done. So now that's one thing that we don't have to worry about, right? And now we can just focus. On other areas of needs for the Chicago Bears football team. So it says Bears signed cornerback Jaylen Johnson to a $76 million deal. It says it's a 4-year contract with $54.4 million guaranteed. So it's $54 million guaranteed. So out of 76 million, 54 of that is guaranteed. So I love the deal. I think it's fair compensation for Jaylon Johnson. It's well deserved. I think it's a fair deal for the Chicago Bears. We get our cornerback one for the next 4 years. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. How's everyone feeling about the news? Make sure you give me a bear down in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm trying to do this more often where I come and give you guys this breaking news right when it happens. If I'm able to, I'm trying to be the first Bears content creator out here trying to give you guys this news. Absolutely. I absolutely love it. What's next? Are we going to trade Justin Fields next? Are we going to trade the number 1 overall pick next? I'm trying to bring the breaking news to you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Obviously, I'm not the first one. Obviously, it's Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, all those guys. But I want to be the first Bears content creator to come on here and talk about this with you guys. So let's go ahead and go look in the comment section. Someone said, let's go. Yes, let's go. This is big news for the Chicago Bears. Someone said, I would rather have the 2 number 1 draft choices. Yeah, but you have to understand that sometimes you have to keep your cornerstone pieces, right? And Jaylon Johnson was definitely one of the cornerstone pieces. Chicago Sports Talk Michael says, Keek on the mic. Let's get the number 1 overall pick tonight. Hopefully that's next, right? Someone said he's a very good young man, number 33. Yeah, Jaylon Johnson has been a true professional for the Chicago Bears organization. This is something that we that needed to happen, right? I'm glad that, for a little bit, I was like, okay, we franchise tagged him. Are we going to be able to get a long-term deal done? And we're able to get that long-term deal done. So I'm really, really happy about that. Like I said, it's well-deserved. Well-deserved. Someone said, bear down, Keek. Yeah, bear down to you guys as well. Breaking news out of Chicago. The Chicago Bears have signed Jaylen Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million deal with 54.4 of that guaranteed. So more than half of that is guaranteed. So obviously a good deal for Jaylen Johnson cashing out in Chicago. He never wanted to leave in the first place. Art Soda said, great job, Keek. Yeah, thank you guys. I try to bring you guys the best Bears content out there. Like I said, all those other Bears content creators as well are very good sources as well. They know what they're talking about. I think all of us offer something different to you guys. But I really appreciate you guys being here on this live stream. Make sure you hit the like button on this live stream as well. I really appreciate you guys. Someone said, no, let's trade Justin ASAP. Maybe that's the next move. Who knows? Or maybe we trade a number 1 overall pick. Who knows? Someone said, Keek is not effing around. No, I am not effing around. I am not. I like I said, right when I got the news, I ran in here and I was like, all right, breaking. Bears extend cornerback Jaylon Johnson to 4-year extension. I wanted to make sure I got this news to you guys and we were able to talk about this and interact with you guys. Someone said, once Poles trades Fields, we can finally all go back to being United Bears fans. Can't wait for that day. Yeah, whatever decision he makes, it's going to be nice that we can all just come together and just support the Chicago Bears. I definitely agree. Someone said, love it. It's about time. Yes, it's about time. It didn't take very long. Obviously, we franchise tagged him the other day, right? And I'm like, okay, I knew why he franchise tagged him. He wanted to make sure he had a little bit more time to get a deal done. And they were able to get it done extremely fast. So kudos to Ryan Poles for making this a speedy process. And I think he wanted to get it done prior to the start of the new league year because he understands that the Chicago Bears have other holes to fill. So we have to make sure we are prepared for that. Jaylon Johnson was the first step this offseason to get a deal done. And they got it done. So I'm really happy. Really, really happy about it. Someone said, way to be on it, Keek. You beat ESPN's announcement by 5 minutes. Oh, I love it. That's great. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Someone said, one of my favorite podcasts. I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you. I try to bring positivity to the Bears fan base. I appreciate you tuning in. I really do. Someone said, David Flowers, Poles is cooking with grease. Yeah, Poles is cooking with grease. A man of his word. Now let's trade the number 1 overall pick and keep JF1. Yeah, that can definitely be the next breaking news for the Chicago Bears. Definitely so. Absolutely love this move. What grade would you guys give this extension for Jaylon Johnson? I definitely give it an A. I think this was a move that needed to happen. And I think, he there's something that had to happen. So I really appreciate that for Ryan Poles getting this done. Someone said, so no more franchise tag. No more franchise tag. Jaylon Johnson has signed a 4-year extension for $76 million with $54.4 million of that guaranteed. So no franchise tag for Jaylon Johnson. Jason said, I got to hand it to you, man. You beat all the podcasters, LL. Yeah, I was trying to be first on this. That's the business of this, right? You want to be first on this news, especially when you're reporting on your team. You want to make sure that you're one of the first ones out there talking about this. And like I said, there's 160 people in the chat. Hopefully I get 160 likes on this live stream. Make sure you're liking this live stream. Make sure you're following me. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button on this podcast. I'm a growing Bears YouTuber. So make sure you show all the support in the world. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Someone said now he can turn his attention to trading down for a generational haul. Yeah, that's the hope. That's going to hopefully be the next news. Someone said great deal for both sides. Absolutely. We have Connor in the chat says A+. Yes, I agree. A+. We have Art Soda saying A grade. We have David Flower saying A+. Yes, I definitely agree, David, with you. I think this is finally a really, really good move, keeping your homegrown talent, right? Drafted Bear. And this is something that needed to happen. So I'm really happy that Ryan Poles got a deal done. Someone said bear down. Yes, bear down to you as well. Jason says A grade. I definitely agree. It's A+ for sure. Was worried JJ could be holding out for like that 21.5, 22 million a year. This is a great deal. Yeah, it's a great deal for everyone. I think Jaylen Johnson understands that we have a lot of other holes that we need to fill. And I feel like this is technically a team-friendly deal for both sides, right? Like I said, the franchise tag was going to pay him $19.8 million for 1 year. So Jaylen Johnson did go down a little bit and is taking $19 million a year. So kudos to Jaylen Johnson. Kudos to Jaylen Johnson. This team will be playoffs next season. That's definitely the hope. That's definitely the hope, Bears fans. Good job. How does that affect the cap? So right now, the Bears were sitting at about $78 million. And then with the signing for $19 million a year, that will put us around $57 to $58 million to spend for free agency. So we still have plenty of money. We could still maybe go out and restructure some of those deals as well that are currently on the roster to gain more cap space. But right now, it's $58 million going into next week free agency period. So enough money to spend, Bears fans, for sure. Junior says, thank you for the content. JF, yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting me. I really do. I really do appreciate all your guys' love and support. Notorious TBG's in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me on this quick live stream. He says 10-7 is the bar. I think we can clear it. Yeah, I think this team is ready for playoffs as soon as next year. And obviously keeping your pieces together is really important for your football team, the continuity of that football team. Obviously, I know there's a lot of people saying, well, if Jaylen Johnson wants over $20 million a year, let him go. Sometimes you have to pay your premium players. Corners are a premium position in the National Football League. And obviously Jaylen Johnson was definitely playing at a really high level. Julia's in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me, Julia. Yes, he took less money, but guaranteed in case he gets injured this year. Yeah, absolutely. It's smart that he took a big chunk of that guaranteed, right? So he took half, is basically more than half is guaranteed. So that's smart. That's something that I would do. And maybe that's what was the holdup, is that he wanted more guaranteed money. It wasn't really about the years or the number. It was more about him getting the guaranteed. Someone says $76 million for 4 years is good. Yeah, $19 million a year. Obviously, the guaranteed money is a big chunk, but I think he's worth it. I think it's definitely Jaylen Johnson is definitely worth it. He's cornerback one on the defense. He's one of the leaders of this defense. And I think it's all about continuity, right? We want to keep our players intact and keep building something special in Chicago. That's the big thing. That is the huge thing. Once again, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. So I just want to go over some quick stats. Obviously, Jaylen Johnson had a huge season last year, right? So it says Johnson was named to the Associated Press All-Pro second team in the Pro Bowl last season behind 36 tackles, 10 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and 4 interceptions, one of which he returned for a touchdown. He said seasons like that are surely what the Bears had in mind when they selected him with the second-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Obviously, Jaylen Johnson, I think this season really solidified his big payday, and it's obviously well-deserved. Hopefully he can build on that, right? Obviously, you sometimes see these players get these big paydays, and then they don't back it up, right, for the following seasons. They end up getting hurt, or they just don't perform at a high level. But I think what I've said before, now that we have a guy like Montez Sweat, I think we're going to add another edge rusher in free agency. I think as long as the defensive line continues to play well and pressures the quarterback at a high rate, that helps guys like Jaylen Johnson. That really does. Xavier's in the chat says, love the content. If Fields is traded and we trade down for a haul and grab a quarterback later in the draft, how would you feel about bringing Russell Wilson in for a year or two while a rookie QB learns? I think a lot of people hate that idea, but if they do trade Justin Fields and the number 1 overall pick to get the max amount of draft capital, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in Russell Wilson. Obviously, he has connections with Shane Waldron. He understands Shane Waldron's offense. Russell Wilson can definitely be that bridge quarterback while the Chicago Bears, he also would keep us competitive for a couple of years. So it wouldn't be a terrible idea, but I don't think it's a pipe dream. I think it won't happen. I definitely don't think that will happen. Someone asked me, who do you want the Chicago Bears to sign next? Obviously, free agency starts next week. And honestly, the first player they should go after, and I know some people may disagree with me, I think we need to go get Christian Wilkins. Obviously, that was a gift that the Miami Dolphins didn't franchise tag Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins would be the perfect player in the middle of our defensive line. The true 3 technique that Matt Eberflus has been waiting for the Chicago Bears defensive line. I think Christian Wilkins needs to be more of a priority than going to get a guy like Danielle Hunter. You can address the other edge rusher position in the NFL draft, but Christian Wilkins should be one of our first signings. Obviously, I've heard the rumors. I've heard the reports about mutual interest between I'm blanking his name now. The Raiders running back, Josh Jacobs, and the Chicago Bears do have mutual interest. I would love to have Josh Jacobs, but I think we need to address. I think Christian Wilkins should be one of our first signings. And then even, Simmons as well. Simmons is a really, really good safety. He is 30 years old, but just like I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's a huge Denver Broncos fan. He said the dude's not declining. The reason why Denver let go of him, because they are in cap hell right now. They are starting to rebuild, but Simmons would also be a really, really good pickup. So David says, sign the 3-tech Wilkins. Yes, Christian Wilkins. I'm telling you guys, if we get Christian Wilkins and you already have Montez Sweat, and then let's say you go out and still get, another edge rusher in the NFL draft, that would be a beautiful, beautiful combination for the Chicago Bears defense. Someone said, I'm not paying $25 for Christian Wilkins, though. I guess that's your opinion, but I think I would love Christian Wilkins. I would love Christian Wilkins. Someone said, no wonder Fields shut off IG feed for Bears and NFL. The noise and hate towards him. It's been, I agree. There's sometimes, obviously I'm not as big as Justin Fields. He has more of a following than I do, obviously. But even with podcasters and people that are on social media, we get hate too, right? So I understand that sometimes it can be overwhelming and you just don't want to see that stuff. So I get it. Devontae, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate you. He said, sign 3 corner stones on the defense. 1 second, Bears fans. I'll be right back. Keep commenting. I'll be right back. Sorry, Bears fans. Someone was banging at my front door. And they're banging loud if you can hear them through the headphones, right? Yeah, but Devontae, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, sign 3 corner stones on the defense. 1 at each level of the defense. Montez, Edmonds, and now Jaylon. Christian will make us great, or Poyer at safety. Yeah, Poyer would also be a really good option to replace Eddie Jackson. But I think Christian Wilkins would be Diamondite. I can't say that word. I can't speak today. I cannot speak today. Robert says, Keek on the mic. Keek off the mic. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. Hey, I think there's probably one of the haters. It's all good. No, I think you mean Keek off the mic because I was off the mic. I get it. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Xavier said the baby got into the dog food again. LOL. No, the baby's not here. Someone banging on the front door, like bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, I can hear him through the headphones. I'm like, you're banging loud as you can hear him. No DoorDash, not DoorDash. Someone said he ain't about it. Hey, I'm about it. I'm about that. Trust me. Once again, if you're just now joining, the Chicago Bears have big news. They extended Jaylen Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million extension. That'll pay him $19 million a year, with $54.4 million of that guaranteed. Once again, I do appreciate all you guys joining me for this live stream. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm a growing Bears YouTuber. I do appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you hit the like button on this live stream as well. Right now, I'm just interacting with all of you guys. You guys have any questions? If you have any questions for me, go ahead and shoot them in the chat. We could definitely talk about some free agency. We could talk more about Jaylen Johnson. For sure. Obviously, that's the topic of discussion right now is Jaylen Johnson. He's now the 4th highest paid cornerback in the National Football League. So good for Jaylen Johnson. I'm really, really happy. I know I believe he is from Fresno, right? So that's pretty close. Pretty close to me. So definitely excited to get that deal done. And Ryan Poles definitely wanted to get that done. Jared says, what do you think about Danielle Hunter? I like Danielle Hunter too. I really do. I think when you look at Danielle Hunter, he is 29 years old, about to be 30 years old. And that's why I'm like, if I had to choose between Danielle Hunter and Christian Wilkins, I would probably go for the younger player in Christian Wilkins, right? And Christian Wilkins is just as effective. And obviously we've been looking for that 3 technique for the longest time. And obviously Matt Eberflus craves that 3 technique. But I would also love Danielle Hunter. I really, really would. The dude he's a stud. Someone said, bring back Darnell Mooney for cheap. Yeah, maybe we can get away with bringing back Darnell Mooney now, right? We can definitely bring back Darnell Mooney. I would love it. Yeah, I think Wilkins is about like 28 years of age, I believe. Something like that. He's around that range. But still, I think, like I said, I wouldn't be opposed to getting Danielle Hunter. But I think like with a guy like Danielle Hunter, he is a little bit older. Right? He's pushing 30 years old now. So I think that's like a win now move. Like, okay, we're bringing a guy like that because we're ready to go and try to compete right now. Yeah, someone said, now people can remove cornerback from their draft board. Please update your DB and address Bears' needs with salary cap. May indicate a need to trade number 1. Possibly. Absolutely. Aiden says, Keek on the mic, Chicago Bears podcast. Thoughts on Xavier McKinney? I actually like Xavier McKinney. Obviously, I think last season that was when he had his little breakout. He had 5 interceptions. I think he had 3 this year. He's definitely on the younger side. So I think he would fit perfectly and be a perfect replacement for Eddie Jackson. And that's the big thing. This free agency for like safety group is deep. Like you can't go wrong. Like the Bears should be able to get one of those guys. But Xavier McKinney is definitely, I'm keeping my eye on him. Definitely keep my eye on him. Cornelia says, if you can't get Wilkins, then yes, you go for Danielle Hunter. Yes, I think Wilkins should be your first option. Someone said Henry over Barkley. I like him for December playoffs. Yeah, Derrick Henry would be like the perfect Chicago Bear. I definitely agree. The perfect Chicago Bear. Slick says, I want at least 2 wide receivers in the draft. Harrison and Leggett. Yeah, I think that would also, yeah. If you're able to get both of them, I think that would be dynamite. It really would. Someone said, please trade down and get MHJ, Brock Bowers, Wilkins, and Edge as center, and we'll make the playoffs. Yeah, that would be a good haul for the offseason for Ryan Poles. You get Wilkins, you get another edge, rather that's Bryce Huff, or maybe you go get a guy like Chase Young. I know a lot of people don't like Chase Young. Maybe you get Chase Young. I think the Bears will be cooking with some grease. I think the Bears would definitely be cooking with some grease. Someone said, I would like to sign Jacobs. Would make us bad. Yeah, I think with Josh Jacobs, dude, the one thing I know is that dude is just productive. In 5 seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders, he's had 46 rushing touchdowns, over 5,500 rushing yards, and the dude just is consistent. He's already had 3 over 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and then in the 2 seasons where he didn't rush for 1,000 yards, he had over 800 rushing yards. So he's just consistent. And I think, once again, ESPN Chicago reported yesterday that there's mutual interest between Josh Jacobs and the Chicago Bears. So don't be surprised if the Bears get a deal done with Josh Jacobs. I think I would like it. Someone said, let Xavier Worthy wear that Hester 23. Yeah, Xavier Worthy. Shout out to him. That 4.21. Hey, he was looking like me in my prime. I'm just joking. I am not that fast. I think the one time I ran the 40-yard dash when I was playing soccer, and my soccer buddies and I were like running our 40-yard dash, my unofficial time was like a 4.4 or something like that. So I have a little bit of speed on me, but definitely not no 4.21. Someone said, don't touch Chase Young. Yeah, probably no. Yeah, I get it. I think the only reason why people are saying Chase Young because of his connection with Montez Sweat. and like basically pairing them back together. And he would probably be a cheaper option compared to a guy like Daniil Hunter. So that's why people are saying Chase Young. Darren Jones says, pretty much the first to break the news. You're killing it, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm trying to bring you guys the latest breaking news. That's what I'm be trying to do for free agency as well. So make sure you're hitting that bell notification, hitting the subscribe button so you can catch all breaking news right here on Keek on the Mic. I'm going to make sure you also like this live stream for me as well. Once again, we are now celebrating the breaking news for the Chicago Bears as the Bears extend cornerback Jaylon Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million extension with $54 million of that guaranteed. I appreciate every single one of you guys, though. Someone said, great videos, fam. Always on point. Keep Justin Fields, get MHJ, and let's win the North. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Thomas Gay says, Keek, what slot receiver do you want us to sign or draft? Man, now when I'm looking at Xavier Worthy, I'm like, hey, go get that guy and let him be your slot receiver. But if we're going to pick up a slot receiver in free agency, a guy like Curtis Samuel would be perfect for the Chicago Bears. Someone said, I give this an A+. Yeah, the extensive Jaylen Johnson is definitely A+ in my book as well. Once again, keep the questions coming. I do appreciate every single one of you guys interacting with me. Someone said it changes the mindset that the Bears are cheap and not a place to sign at. No more we treat nickels like... Yeah, and that's the one thing that I like about Ryan Poles and his tenure of the Chicago Bears, that if you produce in the Chicago Bears uniform, he is not shy to extend you, right, to a long-term deal. He did it with Cole Kmet. Now he did it with Jaylon Johnson. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Someone said, Keek on the Mic, we need to get Gabe Davis or Ridley, that center from the Bills, and Simmons from Denver, and we go focus on a top pick in the draft. Yeah, that would also be a really, really good route. Gabe Davis is a solid player. Obviously, Calvin Ridley is also a really solid player as well. He had a solid year last year. Someone said Derrick Henry. Yeah, there's a lot of Derrick Henry fans. A lot of Derrick Henry fans to Chicago, but I'm not sure. I think Derrick Henry may go to somewhere like Baltimore would be a good spot for him. Thomas says Samuel is a good pick. Sure hands and fast in and out of the routes from what I've seen. Yes, absolutely. And if we draft either the Xaviers would be sick, Worthy, Leggett. Yeah, absolutely. When I'm talking about Curtis Samuel, dude, once again, I look at production and consistency. The dude is just consistent. He's a consistent football player. We're not talking about over 1,000 yards receiving, but we're talking about a solid 600 to 700 yards receiving, a solid 50 to 60 catches a year, and a solid 4+ touchdowns a year, right? So that's just production in the slot, and I absolutely love that. Someone said, trade with Washington, get the number 2, MHJ, and that number 9 Fashanu. Yeah, Fashanu. I would love Fashanu. Been really high on Fashanu. You know, obviously Fashanu, to me, when I was looking over the offensive tackles, he was my number 1 offensive tackle. But then the more I watched Joe Alt, the dude's just a freak athlete. You're talking about what, 6'8", 6'9", just 300 and something pounds. It's absolutely crazy. Someone said Justin Fields forever. Yes, Justin Fields forever. Bear down to you. Dr. Earl says, hey, man, is it true that the Bears and New York are in talks of the number 1 pick trade? Did you hear this? Yeah, I saw something on Twitter, right? But the guy that posted that is rarely ever right. I believe that he possibly may be a troll. So I'm not going to, take his word for it. But the Giants could very well be trying to trade out, right? I think that I've been hearing things that they're done with Daniel Jones and they're ready to right their wrongs and move on. And it may be one of those things that they just don't want Washington to get Caleb Williams, so they're trying to jump Washington. So obviously, if we trade down, because I think the Giants are at number 6 right now, we would get an absolute haul from the New York Giants if that is true. Someone said this draft is loaded. Yes, that's why the Chicago Bears need more than 5 draft picks. Someone said, let's go. Yes, bear down, let's go. Someone said Commanders will make the play to move up. Yeah, I think as it gets closer, I think they will make the play to move up. Someone said, great work, bro. New to the podcast. Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure if you're new to the podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Obviously, my podcast name is Keek on the Mic, and it's a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Make sure all you guys do me a huge solid as well, and hit the bell notification on this live stream as well. I do appreciate all you guys being in here. We have 200 people in the chat. So obviously when I do break this news and I come on the live stream, you guys give so much energy to the chat, and we have a couple hundred people come in here, right, when I break this news. So I do appreciate you guys. Nano CBD says, Mitch Trubisky back in Buffalo. Yeah, good for Mitch. Good for Mitch being able to get that little 2-year deal and going back to Buffalo. I think him and his family absolutely love the Buffalo Bills. So good for him. That's good on him. Thomas said, Washington will be skewered if they don't pay up to get the hometown kid, especially if Drake May flames out and the Caleb is the real deal. Absolutely. I agree. Tricky Trip says, we're going to get more picks by trading Fields, at least 2 more. Yeah, that's definitely a route that you can go. If you're able to get multiple draft picks in this year's draft for Justin Fields, hopefully a 2nd or like a 4th or a 5th, and you think it's better value than trading the number 1 overall pick, then yeah, definitely go for it. Aaron says, let's go, Keek. I've been meaning to jump on a live one. Love the JJ extension. 19 a year is going to look like a steal in a couple of years. Absolutely. Like I said, the 1-year franchise tag was going to cost us $19.8. So basically $20 million. So Ryan Poles was able to get good value. Good value. Obviously, the guaranteed money is a lot, but overall, this is good value. Someone said Chris Jones of KC is unrestricted and just 29, 26 sacks over the last 2 years. Yeah, that's definitely an option as well, right? Obviously, his connection with Ryan Poles from the Kansas City days. Lock and Load Gaming said 200 watch and only 130 likes. Hit the like for Keek on the mic. I definitely appreciate you. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. And most importantly, make sure you hit the subscribe button to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Once again, breaking news out of Chicago is the Bears extend cornerback Jaylen Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million deal with $54.4 million of that guaranteed. So congratulations to Jaylen Johnson. Yeah, but make sure you hit that like button. Do me a huge solid. Xavier says, can't help but wonder if Jaylen Johnson decided to accept this deal after seeing how many corners became available in free agency yesterday. Possibly. I've known that he's wanted to stay in Chicago. He's made it very well known that this is the place that he wants to be for a big bulk of his career. So happy that they got a deal done. Chi-Town Record says, who's your top guy in the NFL draft? Right now, if I had to make a list, it would definitely be MHJ. Probably one of the pass rushers, Jackson Powers Johnson. I have a long list, but definitely MHJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, Joe Alt, and then one of the edge rushers for sure would be my top guys. Someone said, you ain't about it. You ain't about it. You and Keek on the mic. I appreciate that. Someone said, Fields is staying in Chicago. We don't know. We don't know. But then you have other people like Nano says the Fields era is over. Good luck in Pittsburgh. Williams is the hall. I don't think he's going to go to Pittsburgh. I think they're content building around Kenny Pickett, giving him 1 more year. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lock Load Gaming. I really appreciate it. It says, I watch a lot of the podcasts, but yours by far is the best. I definitely appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much, so much for all the support that you show Keek on the mic. And once again, thank you so much for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. Someone said, keep JF and trade that number 1 pick. I subscribe, bro. Yeah, thank you so much for the subscription. I definitely appreciate you guys. I try to bring you guys hopefully the most positive and one of the best Bears content out there. And like I said, something new that I'm trying to do is bring you guys more breaking news like this, bring you guys more live streams, because I feel like engaging with you guys and letting you guys speak in the chat is the best thing for this channel, is letting you guys engage. So thank you. Someone said if Fields goes anywhere, it's Atlanta, but I still think he stays in Chicago. Yeah, I think, and I think it's starting to trend that way, right? I think it's starting to trend the way to where I think we keep Justin Fields and we trade the number 1 overall pick. I don't know if it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but I think that's the way it's heading. Nano CBD says Young Zell is killing it. Yeah, Young Zell is my brother-in-law. He's a rapper. He's the one that makes my intro. So make sure you go show him some love. He's just dropped a couple of videos. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. He just reached 500 subscribers. Let's get that subscribe count up for him. If you are a supporter of Keek on the Mic, you're a supporter of Young Zell as well. So Young Zell right there, Young Zell, go type it in and go show him some love. Hit that subscribe button for him. Julia says Fields is here. Poles wants picks. Yes. He definitely wants more draft picks. Thomas says generational haul. Yes. Art Soto said Keekmeister. Yes, I appreciate that. Tiger92 says, great job. Keep that JF1 jersey up. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, to keep my Justin Fields jersey up. I maybe put it up for a little bit of luck. Someone said, put up the link. Someone said, what up, fam? I'm guessing you're asking for the link for my brother-in-law's podcast, or not podcast, but his YouTube channel. Let me see if I can get that link up for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys that link so you guys can subscribe to my brother-in-law's channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for him. Like I said, he is he's growing. He's growing. He's definitely growing. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, let's go back here. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat, and go do me a solid and go subscribe to his channel. Let's go ahead and I can't put, wait, I'm going to start a comment. There we go. So I put it in the chat. Go ahead and go hit the subscribe button for my brother-in-law's YouTube channel. He's a rapper. He's the one that made Keek on the Mic's intro. So make sure you go show him some love. Once again, thank you guys so much for all the engagement. We're here celebrating Jaylen Johnson's 4-year, $76 million extension for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, we need a safety for sure. Yeah, that's something that we need to address. We need to fill that position. We definitely need to fill that position from the Eddie Jackson. Someone said just followed Young Zale. Definitely appreciate it. Someone said thoughts on the Bills players now available. Yeah, there's a lot. Poyer. There's a couple other guys that just were released. I know Morse, the center, was released. So obviously, hey, it's time. It's time to cook, Ryan Poles. Time to add some talent to the Chicago Bears roster. Sirius says lunch break over. Got to get back to it. Great show. I'll watch the rest on replay. Thanks again for breaking news. Good stuff. Bear down. Yeah, bear down to you as well. Thank you guys so much for joining. Nano CBD says Young Zale. Yes, Young Zale. Make sure you go show him some love. Kyle Hall says media is keeping the value of the number one pick high. Thanks for helping JFQB1. Absolutely. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about Caleb Williams. Keep talking about Justin Fields, because either way, the Bears are going to get some massive draft capital. Keep discussing it. Once again, I absolutely love the engagement when I do these quick live streams, these breaking news live streams. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Once again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. I absolutely love the engagement from you guys. Hit the bell notification so when I do post videos, you guys can be the first ones to come on and comment and engage with me and see these videos. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. I do giveaways all the time. Bears fans, I do want to ask for a huge favor. I really do. For the people that are in the chat right now, if you guys support me and you support my channel, I do have a sponsorship called Aura. Aura is basically just like identity protection. You're online. It protects your passwords, VPNs, all that stuff. If you guys can do me a favor and sign up for my 2-week free trial on Aura, that would be lovely. If you guys are willing to do that for me, let me know and I'll put the link to my Aura sponsorship link in the chat. Like I said, it's a 2-week free trial. You guys go through your 2 weeks. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you can get rid of it. But if you guys are willing to help me out and sign up for my sponsorship, let me know in the chat and I'll definitely drop that link for you guys. Someone says, I pray they don't draft Caleb. From what I see, he won't be the guy everyone thinks he will. It's always a risk. Whenever you draft a quarterback, it's always a risk. It's always about, it's about what you put around him and the coaching that you have in place, right? So someone said, yeah, subscribe to Young Zell. Yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate that. To Young Zell and to myself. Philip says, hi, Keek. Hope all is well with you and your family. JJ signing is awesome news. Bear down. Yeah, this is amazing news for Jaylen Johnson and the Chicago Bears. So bear down to Jaylen Johnson and bear down to you guys as well. Like I said, I do definitely appreciate the engagement. Someone said, thanks for the great update, homie. Back to work for me. Keep them coming. Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. I'm probably going to have another video posted out later today, just kind of going over some free agents that I would target next week. So make sure you keep a lookout for that video as well. I'll say I wanted to come break the breaking news. Nano CBD says, Cap, do you want greatness in Chicago? I saw that video. Kaplan brings so much passion. He brings so much passion. Someone said, thoughts on trading down from 9, Keek? It's definitely an option. If you draft Caleb Williams to the number 1 overall pick, you're probably going to want more picks. So you're going to trade down for number 9 and collect a couple of picks as well. I'm definitely not opposed to it. Philip says, who would you sign in either free agency or the draft to replace Eddie Jackson? We actually talked about this. I think Xavier McKinney, the guy that just got released from the New York Giants. Obviously, you have Tyler Nubin, the guy out of Minnesota. You have Cameron Kitchens, the guy out of Miami. There's so many options. So those are the kind of 3 guys I'm keeping my eye on. Obviously, there's a bunch of safeties in free agency now that we can look at. Someone said Caleb is going to pull Eli Manning. I hope not. If he gets drafted by the Chicago Bears, he better bring his ass to Chicago. That's all I know. Manuel said, give JF the protection and extra wide receivers and another tight end. Watch the offense explode next season. Congratulations, JJ. Bear down. Yes, bear down. Someone said draft MHJ and Bowers. That would definitely be a lethal combination. Someone said, how much would it cost for to get Wilkins? I think Christian Wilkins would probably demand anywhere from the 20 to 25 million range, if I had to guess. And it's well deserved. It's not like it, the dude is a monster. The dude is a monster. It's gonna be well deserved money. I'm actually surprised that the Miami Dolphins let him go. Julia says, not opposed to trading both down since the draft class is so deep in most positions. Yeah. The Bears can definitely do a double trade down. Nano CBD says draft Williams and Neighbors. Just depends where if you think Neighbors is going to fall to 9, that's crazy. That's my only thing. I wouldn't mind that. It's just, do we really think that, Caleb Williams, Malik Neighbors is going to fall to 9? Unless you're trading up to get him. Someone said Caleb might have the talent, but I do not think he has the stone cold killer mentality to stay even keeled through the crazy ups and downs of the NFL. It takes more than skill to lead men. Absolutely. Especially playing in the Chicago area. These fans, man, you're seeing it with Justin Fields right now. Absolutely brutal, absolutely relentless. So it definitely takes more than talent sometimes to, play in the National Football League, but we'll see. Once again, Bears fans, I do appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in to this quick little breaking news podcast of the Bears extending cornerback Jaylen Johnson to a 4-year, $76 million deal with $54.4 million guaranteed. Once again, if you're new to the podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. I possibly will be back with another video later today on the podcast. But all in all, Bears fans, love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you show the channel. But until next time, bear down to every single one of you guys. I appreciate you guys. Peace.